So right now, we are in the midst of a record-breaking dry spell, not just in New Jersey, but across the entire Northeast. And as a result of these unseasonably dry conditions, we have seen a series of wildfires break out up and down our state. And the numbers are frankly staggering. Since early October, the New Jersey Forest Fire Service has responded to 537 fires. To put that in context, that is 500 more fires than we saw during the exact same period last year, which is, put differently, a 1,300% increase. So first and foremost, I want to thank every single member of the New Jersey Forest Fire Service as they work heroically and tirelessly to extinguish these fires. I said to a group right before we got on, and you'll hear from Greg, who administers the State Forest Fire Service in a minute, I've been speaking and communicating constantly with mayors, most recently Mike Sayre at Pompton Lakes this morning, Jackie Vesey at Evesham last night on the phone at length, and have been with Michelle Dale in West Milford. Each and every time, the thanks and the respect for our State Forest Fire Service is crystal clear. And I think it's fair to say we are the envy of the Northeast at a minimum. And I want to thank them again for the vital service that they're providing, but it is a service that is also incredibly dangerous. And that came to life on Saturday when an employee of the New York State Parks System, Daryl Vasquez, died while fighting a blaze in West Milford. So I speak for all of New Jersey when I say that we are sending our condolences and prayers to his family. We are incredibly grateful for his service and for his willingness to protect the people of both New York and New Jersey from these deadly fires. The fact is, he did his part. Now it's up to us to do our part to reduce the risk of additional wildfires. So that's why today, the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, under Sean's leadership, is declaring a drought warning. And again, I'll ask Sean to elaborate on what exactly that means. But this is an uptick, and it's a significant uptick from a drought watch to a drought warning. But the big picture takeaway is that every one of us needs to do whatever we can to conserve water. To that point, and it goes without saying, this is not the time to be lighting outdoor fires either. We simply cannot risk it. So please leave those outdoor fire pits and grills untouched for the time being. Now, I know we were all a little bit relieved to receive a few drops of rain over the weekend, but the truth is that rainfall was nowhere near enough. And unfortunately, it appears that these unseasonably dry conditions will not be ending anytime soon, because by every indication, it looks like we have as well a very dry winter ahead of us. Yes, that means this drought could grow even more severe, which may eventually require mandatory water restrictions. But we're not there yet, and if we all act accordingly now, we can hopefully avoid that outcome.
What I'd like to do is take a couple of minutes to talk about how the drought is affecting ground moisture and impacting the fuels on the forest floor, the leaf litter and the pine needles, in terms of how that relates to wildfire. The Forest Fire Service uses a national standard drought index called the Keach-Byram Drought Index, KBDI for short. This scale measures the dryness of those fuels on the forest floor, which includes pine needles, branches, and twigs. The scale reaches 800 at its maximum. Currently, we've measured 748 on the KBDI scale. These numbers have never been seen by the Forest Fire Service in our 118-year history. And to give you some context on this, 800 indicates that approximately 8 inches down into the ground, the soil is dry. That would require then 8 inches of water to bring that same soil back to complete saturation. The impact of this dryness on wildfires cannot be overstated. Take, for example, the Teton Hill wildfire that has been burning since July 5th. This fire continues to smolder, smoke, and burn as it consumes in a downward direction the fuels that have accumulated over the years. This fire will continue to burn through this leaf litter, through roots, and when the opportunity comes for the fire to find an air pocket or perhaps a dead tree, it comes back above ground again. This is a big concern for our agency as we have to monitor these fires for periods of weeks and months. Thus, while we may declare a fire 100% contained, it doesn't mean that the fire is completely out. To add some context to what we've been experiencing this year and to what the governor indicated about the number of fires this year, almost 550 wildfires. Since the year 2000, our average number of wildfires in a given year is approximately 1,100. That number has been exceeded this year by almost 30%. If we look at the acres burned during that same average period since 2000, we've almost tripled the number of acres burned from 4,000 to 11,000.